Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the US President Donald Trump invited the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy into White House in one of the offices, the Oval Office. And this was to find a solution in an attempt to help this country to stabilize after the war they have faced with the President Putin of Russia. Unfortunately, from the word go, the Ukrainian president faced hostility from the beginning to the end, from the first minute to the last minute at the Oval Office. A journalist started with the one question: why are you not in a suit? And he had an answer for that. His country is in war. He has no time for any luxury.
Second question. My second question for President Zelenskyy. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe something like yours.
Yes,
maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for.
Now, President Trump and his deputy really attacked the Ukrainian president, and there was a reason behind that. And we will look into that. But then we see rudeness, arrogance. There was zero diplomacy. Trump and his deputy sound insane. Their argument, the arrogant, kind of lunatic. You invite someone, then you become so hostile to this person, and yet you are dealing with a diplomatic issue. The level of arrogance explains it all.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing.
Now, I don't know after this, who is the next president willing to honor President Trump's invitation to the US. I don't know if Ruto is ready for such a thing. But anyway, let us focus on the discussion. When you listen to the discussion, the aim of this discussion was that the Ukraine and the US would go into a deal that would allow the US to access Ukrainian minerals rights. Hakuna kazi ya jamaa wanafanyanga mtu ya bure. So when you hear them so much loud and all that, but seemingly to some extent, the Ukrainian president had his reservation. Of course, I got a chance to work with the Ukrainians in one of the hotels in Doha. So I feel sad and sorry for their situation, because most of them have been my friends for quite some good time. More than 5 years I've worked with them. So I know them. And I've been watching what is going on, how Putin is attempting to destroy that country so that it can be dismembered completely. You know, trying to grab their land, destroying the economy and all that. So, really, these leaders at the end of the day never agreed on anything. But what we saw is that they invited the president literally faced hostility. It turned into a shouting match.
Yes, contact. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong. You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's backed you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, you said thank you. You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
he's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble. Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been alone. You haven't been alone. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and your men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again, just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire. I want a ceasefire because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about a ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President.
So, reality is that the president and his deputy lectured the Ukrainian president. When we talk about the epitome of arrogance, Trump is the real example of that. And of course, after that, this is what Trump was able to post. A statement from President Donald Trump. We had a very meaningful meeting in White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion, and I have determined that President Zelenskyy is not ready for peace if America is involved, because he feels our involvement gives him big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for peace. Now, Ukrainian president also posted this, and it was shared on Voice of America. Thank you, America. Thank you for your support. Thank you for this visit. Thank you, President Trump, Congress, and the American people. Ukraine needs just and a lasting peace, and we are working exactly for that. That is his response. So, White House turned into a war zone. How do you invite someone, then you treat that person to this in your own country? Even if Ukraine did not have enough friends they might gain, the enemies of Americans would easily come in for the support of the president of Ukraine, who has been humiliated at the Oval Office. They are actually forcing their way. But I like the courage that the Ukrainian president had to respond to this guy despite the well-organized attack on him. What a worst example President Trump has been able to expose. Kama kuna watu wanafikiria ya kwamba there are free things or anything you need to gain from, you can gain from US, Trump is really indicating otherwise. It is time to become independent and work. Everyone has to work toward that. I like what the South Africa president, Cyril Ramaphosa, was able to tell Trump: keep off South Africa. Keep your America and let us keep our South Africa. We don't need anything from you. Anyway, I don't know your views, but let us put in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.